Hey folks, today we're doing some Primordialis, and yeah, it's finally out for everybody fully now, unlike the previous video where I said it was out and then it wasn't. That was very unfortunate. But yeah, we're gonna try and get a win. That is my primary objective on this video today. I have been trying and trying and trying and losing and losing and losing. And it's mostly because I'm taking big risks and I'm making lots of mistakes. But my biggest objective is to just see the new content. Look at that. So one of the big changes that I didn't mention in my previous video, because I didn't really notice it properly, is that when you pick up additional genomes of whatever you're using, whatever you've already got, it halves the value. It goes up 1/2, then 1/3, then 1/4, 1/5, and so on. So yeah, really good way to reduce the power cost of something like basic cells. So like I can afford an absolute ton of basic cells now, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. That should be interesting. But yeah, I hope everybody's been enjoying the game. It's really cool that it's finally out and available to everybody. Yeah, it seems like there's some really cool stuff going on already, and I'm just trying my best to keep up, honestly. It's really cool to see all the stuff that people are making, and yeah, hopefully everybody's enjoying the full release of the game. Let's try a little something like this. That looks cool. And we'll give a couple more hearts. So yeah, this is like way bigger than anything that I would normally be able to make. So that's cool. We've also got an elastic cell over here that we could potentially play with, which is fun. And vampirism has been, or leech has been super buffed, so I'm curious to mess around with that as well. Looks like this toxic enemy managed to burn themselves out. Seems to be a pretty common thing with them. They just kind of end up blowing themselves up. Speaking of which, there's another enemy exploding themselves. I'll take Seek Trigger. I think Seek Trigger is pretty good. Opens up some cool stuff. Looks like these guys are fighting in a way that allows me to beat both of them. That's nice. Very good. So yeah, the level ups in this game are way faster now, which is cool. Looks like a lot of these enemies are feuding for whatever reason. Ooh, super zoomed out. I'm surprised to see all these enemies fighting. I wonder why. I wonder why everybody's fighting. Weird. Normally they're not all fighting each other like this, but I'll take it. We got a really rare drop right off the spawn, by the way. We got basic cells as well as what was the other one? We got Seekers as well, so that means we can add a whole bunch extra of those to our build, since they're half price, which is really nice. I've also learned about nesting since my last time playing. So nesting is a thing that players can do where you... Oh wow, this guy hurts so bad. You basically continue stacking the same material into, or the same type into a single combination over and over. So for example, if I wanted to make a really powerful speed cell, I could just keep stacking speed cells on top of one another. And I think that's actually a pretty good move, so perhaps we will do exactly that. So now we've got a double speed cell. But note that if I pick up more speed cells, the genome won't improve. So that's another thing that I have to play around here. Look at these guys bullying this crab. I really don't know why enemies are attacking each other like this. It's really interesting. It's quite the significant change. Maybe there was some sort of patch that I didn't notice. This game has been getting rapid patches, so it's quite likely that it got something. Disconnect is great, and Speedy Cell is also very nice. I do like Jet Cell as well. I think, by the way, for anybody trying to like optimize what they should be picking up, I think the optimum play. I mean, keep in mind that I still haven't gotten a first or my win on this latest version of the game, because it is quite challenging. But I believe the optimum strategy is to just get 2, unless it's like a main body cell. So if it's a main body cell, if it's one of the cells that you want to focus on, like for example speed cells would be a good option. You know, you can bring that down super low if you stack it up a whole bunch. But yeah, look at this guy, he's all poisoned, but I can't quite kill him. But like for a jet cell, for example, I'm only going to have 2 on the body, so it makes more sense to just have the 2 to drop them from 10 down to 5. That makes sense to me. But you can see that our speedy cell is already down to 1, which is really good. Leeching cell we can bring down. But yeah, you've got a lot more genome size to carry stuff around with now, which is really cool. I like that. I feel like it opens up a lot more options for players to experiment with stuff. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't... I mean, we can go pretty big. I think we're going to go for a mouth build. I haven't done a mouth build in a while, and I think they're pretty darn effective, so let's give it a go. I'm going to go ahead and expand my size here a bit. Go with something like that. It's obviously a little bit big, and what we're going to do is I'm going to replace the internals, because that's a big part of the cost here. So as long as we've got like external speed cells, so that we've got the drag reduction and the speed up, that's really nice. And then we'll use the double speed. So these cost 6, by the way, so they're pretty expensive. These only cost 1. I wonder if I should be mixing. I should test between the 2. That's what I'm gonna do. So we'll try out with the more expensive ones, and then we'll try a cheaper variant as well. I think that makes good sense. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think we've got a pretty good price on Seeker cells, so I'm actually gonna do Seeker Jaws. I think that's pretty good, and we'll get rid of this part as Seeker, and instead we'll rock just something like this. And this is like a little thin. Yeah, I think it might be a little bit too thin here. So maybe we expand this just a little bit more. Something like that looks a little better. Because we need a spot for our hearts, and that's obviously rather important. So one of the things that I'm going to do to make sure my regeneration is optimal is I'm going to place my hearts throughout the build as much as I can. And yeah, basic cells are only 0.5, so anything that we're missing I will just stack up here. So we'll do one of those, and we will reduce the heart count as needed. There we go. And we'll probably need to reduce the heart count even further here. This is honestly probably a pretty overkill mouth for this early game, but I'm okay with that. I don't mind going a little overkill from time to time. There we go. No, maybe like that. That's not bad. Okay. So we will reduce our heart count a little bit. I don't like those ones because they're too close to anything getting exploded anyway. And we've got our Seekers, and now all we're lacking is our jet cells. And obviously we made them a little bit cheaper, so that is really nice. Same thing goes for these. So we'll do a little something along this line. That looks pretty good. And some of these. Okay, so let's give it a shot. So we're all stabilized. Ooh, that's an interest. Okay, so we've got just a ton of drag, and we're really good at like looping in on ourselves. So we're not like, that's interesting. I wonder if I can. Looks like I can't really consistently do it with the speed. What if I put these on the arms? I think we could actually work with that. So just have like right here maybe. Looks like a good spot. Let's try that. So we can move faster, and then if we back up, we can crunch people. I think this is the strat. It's crazy how much faster this is. I'm surprised. We're not dragging nearly as hard as we were. So yeah, this costs 1,450. We can move really fast. We've got super quick turn radius. And our speed's pretty good too. But what if we do this instead? We just swap it over to this. Wow. Definitely feels a fair bit slower, actually. I'm surprised. I'm surprised how much of a difference that makes. Yeah, it's a world of difference, that's for certain. Okay. So we will see if we can run around and eat some things really quick here. It's got the problem of it flips around a lot. We're gonna have to play around with it. Gonna have to mess with this design. It's a very thin build, and I think that's a big part of the struggle with this one. Look at that, the enemies are just going after everything. Nothing is a part of the same team, it feels like. So if I right-click and then left-click, I can open up and then close down on them. And that seems to be like a pretty good method. I don't really need the speed because of how fast we are, which is really nice. Is that enemy on the same team as me? So I think maybe the like enemies being on different teams thing might be a balancing factor. I didn't really think about it, but I'm pretty sure that having enemies be on different teams is going to make the game much easier. And I guess some would argue that it makes more sense that enemies are going after each other rather than being perfectly evolved to just go after me. I don't know. It's interesting. I'd like to see some... I don't know if I want difficulty settings in this game. I don't know. I want this game to be really hard. I think that's part of what makes it super fun. But I also want new players to have a good time playing it as well. So, you know, it's tricky to find that balance, I think. Maybe, what if it could be a food chain thing, even. Maybe certain enemies are trained to go after specific creatures. That could be the case. If that were the case, I guess that would make sense. Yeah, difficulty is a hard thing to balance in a game like this. Let me know what you'd like to see. Do you like this change where enemies are going after one another? I'm curious. It's crazy that this game is out in full, and we're still seeing so many, or such a radical change to the game. That is quite interesting. Look at this fish, he's just completely useless. He's just completely ignoring me, too. He's all gung-ho going after that basic creature. It's interesting. These two were in a very goofy duel. There we go. Take both of them out in one fell swoop. Don't mind if I do. I almost need, like, backward and forward jets. Maybe I'm better off putting the jets on the interior here. That's an interesting concept. Because, like, I don't really need them to... Enemies are going to engage me one way or another. In most cases. I don't really get that big of a speed boost out of them. Yeah, I'm not sure. Ooh. This enemy came from the dark zone. That's cool. Very threatening creature. There we go. But yeah, I imagine there's probably a lot of new players struggling right now. Or at least I hope. I hope this game is doing well. Let's see. Flex Cell is kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm not super sold on it. Explosive's okay. We've kind of like hit the part that we want to hit with our one thing. I'm pretty sure this guy goes ghost mode, so I don't really trust him too much. I'm gonna try and get him though. Yeah, I can't really eat him, seemingly. Yeah, he's gonna never die because of his ghost. He just goes and hides in the wall. A little bit too risky of a fight, I think. We have a decent amount of extra phasing to work with here. Oh, wow. Do it, little guy. Beat the chariot. Oh my god, he's gonna do it. Maybe. Is he gonna beat the chariot? That's just embarrassing, dude. That is... Oh my god, he's gonna lose. Oh, I think they're stuck in a loop now. Time to get involved. Eat them both. Nom. Delicious. Okay. Should have a boss kicking around here somewhere, right? Whoa, the boss is all the way down here. Looks like I took a wrong turn. I have to relocate a little bit here. I want to see if I can have a little snack. Delicious. I was a little bit worried about the poison there, but thankfully it didn't play a role. I gotta keep in mind there's a sticky cell there that could be useful, potentially. Okay. Very good. Boss is down this way. Looks like I've got to go up here first. Yeah, it feels like the enemies are significantly less aggressive toward me. I kind of liked having to deal with the crazy hordes. I hope it's just like a first floor thing. And maybe enemies will recognize me as more and more of a threat and either avoid me or come after me more. Get that fight or flight response going. Okay. We should be pretty tailor-made to beat this guy, I think. He's going after just a... It'd be easier if he came after me, to be honest. There we go. Ooh. We've got budding, mutagenic poison, and we've got drift. So drift is incredibly powerful. If I can go find a bunch of hard cells, we'll become basically immune to damage. And it'll also allow us to alter our build to be pretty different from how it is now. How is Dexter... What? I'm not even live, and he's saying fish game. What the frick? How is he... I don't even know. What the heck? I'm very tempted to respond to him, but I'm focused. I'm focused. We're focused. Let's go ahead and alter our build entirely. So the mouth build, really good. I guess I'll try to make my best effort at, like, making as many different good spike builds as possible during this sort of run that is going to be the attempt. So for this one, we're going to go for just a Triangle of Death, I think. Triangle of Death is a pretty good build design, in my opinion. We'll go for like that. And then we will fill in with some basics, and we'll get some spikes going. So we just want to have as many spikes sticking out as possible. And the idea is we're going to ram into them, and they're going to get absolutely destroyed by all of these spikes. And then we can fill this in a little bit, because those are cheap. And we need our jets. So we can just kind of go like this. Not really sure the best way to line these up. Maybe two separate parts would be better, but we'll run this for now. And I wouldn't be opposed to getting like a little friend in the center of my creature, just to leech them forevermore. Could be good for control too. I don't want to fold in on myself like that. Wow, the control on this thing is wacky, dude. Look at the spin. It's absurd. Okay, I'm gonna need even more spikes than this, or even more seekers than this, I think. So, how am I gonna do that? I don't want it to be down here. I need it to be on like, this part of the triangle. I think we're going to like extend this a bit. We're gonna adjust the design. There we go. Okay. We'll try something like this out. That's not the right shape. Here, let's extend this one further. I'm gonna do, like a blade spike. I don't really do these kind of spikes too often because these two are, like, a lot worse because of it. But, I think it's really good for just, like, cutting straight through stuff. So at least there's that. Use these here. I guess I'll see if I can fill this in a little more. Yeah, I figured I wouldn't be able to get it too full. But yeah, this should help a lot with the control of it, in theory. We're probably gonna want some more spikes, like here. And then hopefully they just, like, slip on down into this. That's the game plan. Okay. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, it's definitely aiming better. We're doing really good damage. Doing excellent damage. I think the next thing that we want is going to be hard cells, probably. I mean, undoubtedly. Hard cells are going to be the play for sure. And we're going to have more speed than we know what to do with, so we might pivot out of speed cells entirely. That might be a reasonable play. I think for this first run, or my first winning run, I'm going to try and avoid going for summons. I don't know. Summons are just so strong. It would make things a lot easier, but at the same time, they also make you more vulnerable in a lot of ways, so they can be kind of dangerous to use. My goodness, there's some serious firepower coming out of that tiny little explosive guy, that's for certain. So far the movement on this thing is pretty acceptable. I'm just going to focus on hearts for the time being. There we go. We'll see how we do. I'm particularly worried about, like, these little guys here. Ugh, I don't know what that is. It must be some form of venom. Tiny little venomous thing. It's quite dangerous. Quite dangerous indeed. Once again, interested in finding some more defensive counters. That would be very good. You can see enemies just kind of ram into me. God, these little railgun guys are so cool. They're so dang cool. I'd appreciate it if you didn't shoot me, though, believe it or not. This guy is completely undefended. Those little ghost tentacles this thing has will automatically activate my my stuff as I go through it because they're carrying an electrical current. Trying to get a good swing at this thing, but it's not working. It's surprisingly bulky. It's interesting to see, even in floor 2 here, most of the enemies. This is the floor where I was getting bodied super hard. Most of the enemies are just kind of doing their own thing. Like, you can't kill that thing. There's no way for you to kill it. It's a little silly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I kind of wish the prey system made more sense. I wonder if because right now it's just like, oh, here's red team, blue team, all that sort of thing, right? It'd be cool if they just did like a hierarchy or something for all the creatures. That might be a better way of going about it. Although, I imagine a rework like that would take a fair amount of effort. Okay, this jellyfish is almost dead. It's clear that my movement is not as good as I was hoping for it to be. It's still very floppy, which is not the aim. I would like it to be better for moving around. The triangle might not be it. Okay. You can move so fast in this game. Especially with the system that I have. Makes us crazy fast. We haven't found any cells in this region. If you want to find cells, you gotta look in like the corners of the map, generally. That tends to be the best strategy for finding them. It's pretty rare that you'll find them out in the open ocean. Just the area between Zone 1 and Zone 2 tends to be a very lucrative spot. There we go. Got him, dude. Okay. It looks like somebody killed something. I kind of wish enemies could, if they're gonna go after each other like this, they should be able to absorb each other's XP as well. And you get like a bigger XP drop. Enemies could potentially evolve. I mean, that sort of thing. That's a ton of extra work, but you know, pipe dream for when this game is at a fully complete state, I suppose. This enemy's arms are pretty weak, so we'll go for those. There we go. Yeah, the center of that creature's body is pure hard cells. So that's something that we gotta keep in mind. Elastic could be really fun here. I am in danger. Oh, never mind. I am the danger, as it turns out. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that I am the danger? We got light cells. Light cells are cute. Light cells can apparently be used to make cheaper and cheaper combination cells by like diluting them over and over, which is something that I'd like to try out. I think that sounds really cool. Sounds very, very interesting to me. But yeah, I think with a with drift, spike builds are particularly good because you can do way more spikes than you would otherwise, or at least than I would otherwise, and still have good mobility. That said, our mobility might be a little bit too good almost. It's so crazy that just one little spike is so effective. Okay, there we go. Got conductive. That's honestly very welcome. Taking a lot of damage from this thing. It's a hard enemy for me to take out with my current build. I'll probably have to do some refactoring pretty soon. Gotta wait to full heal before I engage an explosive enemy. That's how I die in one hit. Definitely gotta watch out for that HP. That is important. I keep looking over at chat because I see Dexter's comment. Obviously this is just a recording. Yeah. I guess in case anybody's wondering what day it is today, in case the more patches have happened, because there have been patches happening quite rapidly. It is the 4th, and yeah, it's a Friday. So that means recording and chores, that sort of thing. That's what I'm trying to get done today. And yeah, that's the game plan. Keeping it simple. See if you can run and grab this thing. And hopefully people don't mind that my lighting is bad. The camera lights, they suck. They really suck. I don't know if you've ever been in front of camera lights for like 8 hours a day at a time. God damn. it is not pleasant. If I can keep them off, I will. Because they're a pain in the butt. Yeah, hopefully the natural lighting isn't too bad. I don't know how you fix that, to be honest. I know you can like dilute the light a little bit, but it's easier said than done a lot of the time. Look at all the enemies dying here. Surprisingly, this jellyfish survived. There we go. That time we got him. I think we're pretty much ready to go on for the next fight. I'll take some more light cells. That gets us down to 1/3. And light cell, hard cell is a great combination to work with, so I would definitely be game to potentially try that out. But yeah, I think a lot of this game comes down to hunting for the cells that you want at this point. And thankfully, spike builds, they don't really need too much to be very functional. That said, it's not like you can't do wacky stuff with them. There's absolutely potential to do crazy, crazy things with spikes, but you can also just kind of brute force it, which is nice. I like that about spike builds. I remember for the longest time, they were just the meta, and they had to work really, really hard to make everything else like a reasonable option. But I think these days, spikes are just one of many fine choices. I'm in a lot of danger here because I don't have my seekers. I got blown up pretty bad. I'm really lucky to be alive. If that's any indication of what I have to deal with in the next floor, I've got to be very careful. Because yeah, that was spooky. It was very dangerous. There we go. Got a nice explosion there. These spinning enemies are really interesting. They basically use their spin as a method of defense. Which is, I don't think that's something any other enemy does, really. I would love to have the control to kill that thing. A mouth build would once again be a good option for dealing with those guys. But obviously I don't really have the ability to pivot. Oh my. Is this thing actually aggressive toward me? The other day those things weren't aggressive at all. It's interesting. Interesting to see how that has changed. Wow. That thing died in like one swift hit. That was awesome. Okay. We are ripping into enemies pretty well here. I think I'm just going to take another light cell down to 0.25. That's really good. I'm not going to bother with the leeching though. I don't think the leeching is worthwhile. Something over here died. XP has a limited timer on it as of current, so gotta run and grab it if you see it. That's for certain. So this enemy is hard cells and then light cells. So if you can break through the hard cells, they will die very easily. But pretty much only the front is a weak point. So I gotta try and line it up. It's being a very non-aggressive. I'm surprised. Normally they chase after the player super aggressively. Look at that. Okay, now they're properly aggroed. I'm just gonna let them run into me. So their front is the weak spot. So if we can get them to ram into me from the front, we'll have an easy time killing them. You can see they're doing a decent job pivoting away. They're both fairly injured, but there we go. That'll do it. Smaller cells, parasitism, and overcharge. Voltage of your cells is tripled, smaller cells, and parasitism. Kind of a tough call. I think parasitism is really strong. We might be able to pull it off. And that might help us with our control as well. I think maybe we go for that. And the reason I say it'll help with our control is because we can have something inside of us stopping us from moving completely out of control. Yeah, we will take that. Bringing leeching down to 2 is now a much more tantalizing option. And yeah, I think we'll make friends with one of these guys. We'll go ahead and bring them along. So, we're gonna dump a bunch of hearts, because those are super expensive. And we're going to do something along this line. That didn't work out. Make it thicker, I guess. That's probably too much. Let's try that. Okay. But first, we'll do this. And get rid of that part. So, open up. We're gonna have a nice hug. A nice permanent hug. We're gonna be best friends. Come here, buddy. Come on. Oh my goodness, this is awkward. This is very tricky to control. Okay, there we go. Now we connect. Beautiful. Okay, so one of the things that I've learned is making it too small is really bad. You wanna make the amount of space that you've got with this thing like larger than you might expect. So that's what we're gonna. That's one of the tenets we're gonna build off of. And obviously these are 0.5 biomass. These are 1.0 biomass. We want our cheapest biomass. This is 0.25. So here we go. We'll be able to go pretty crazy with this, I think. So this is going to be our interior. Like that. That'll be the safe interior. This is ideally never going to be touched. Okay? And then we're going to have spikes layering the inside. And more spikes is more good. So we are going to have quite a few of them, I imagine. And maybe at some point we will even make it so we can have some spikes that work. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is beautiful. Now we're getting that HP. Wonderful. Okay, so that's really good. Now we need the... Oh man, I wonder how elastic would work. Only a 1.0. Let's try some elastic. This is a good time to experiment. I've never tried using elastic as a basket before. I want to see how it plays. Okay. Let's try that. That's interesting. What if we do... What if we convert this to elastic? Oh my goodness. That is weird, right? That is very weird. I'd be a little worried it's gonna, like, break, though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna swap that back. That's curious. I don't know how to feel about that yet. It is cool. Cool thing you can do. This game has like a whole bunch of shortcuts now. So you can convert a whole thing. Like all of it. Like with shift right click and shift left click. There's all sorts of different commands now. It's really cool. Now, I don't know if they were always there, but now that we're aware of them, it's pretty cool. This is a significant weak point, so we're gonna completely refactor this. That's gotta be much thicker. There we go. I think I prefer this. Yeah, we're gonna use a lot of basic cells, because that is absolutely the play. We don't want to go too thick, because keep in mind we need to be able to heal off of this thing indefinitely, and if it's got too much healing that it needs to do, it'll become problematic, but we should have a pretty easy time. Like, the biggest problem is, like, defending something this large, so we're gonna have some leeches along the outside. Hope that helps a little bit. And then we've got to rebuild our front, which is just in shambles right now. Which is not what I want, obviously. I want this thing to be set up well. And speaking of which, we're going to have some parts spread throughout this thing. That way our regeneration is just a little bit better in those given places. That should help a bunch. And make those lightweight cells. I really want some hard cells for the exterior. I think that would go a long way toward improving the build. But, yeah, we're gonna put a heavy focus on the front of this, and I'm going to basically convert this whole front to these, in hopes that that helps. And I might go get some always on as well. We'll see. Let's do like that's probably too many hearts, and it's undeniably too many hearts. The game is telling me it's too many hearts. Okay, that's good. We need to... We're going to convert these to normal speeds for now, because we're pretty poor I think that's going to help matters. We will do one of these so we can get our blade top back. And we'll mix in a spike there. Spike there. Okay. That looks pretty good. See if we can't fill this with seekers. That's nice. Okay. Still too much. Still too much. Okay, let's see how this moves. Exceedingly well. This moves super, super well, and we've got an absolute insane amount of health. That's really good. We're going to test it out against the enemies on this floor a little bit. This is definitely a weak point that I'm not a super big fan of. I'm going to intentionally take this hit here and see how it goes. Yeah, that's got to be shored up. That's my biggest weakness right now. Hang on. Interesting. I can accidentally hit this thing with my spikes because I'm so big. That's kind of terrifying. I really need this thing to stay alive. I might have to make some adjustments. We'll see. Let's go ahead and do like this. So that'll help a little bit. That's pretty much what I wanted. That needed some more durability. And now we've got it. I think we're going to keep this to be at least 2 layers. I think we want this to be around 2 layers. At least. Probably 3 is best, but we'll see what we can afford. That's not what I wanted. There we go. So we got our extra spikes, defending, all that good stuff. That should hopefully improve things a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna run around, find some hard cells, and then we'll go from there. The movement of this thing is feeling pretty good overall. This thing is either gonna be like an absolute smash hit, or I'm going to die very fast, I imagine. Because we're using 2 very high-risk strategies in tandem with one another, in the form of super leeching, as well as some very, very cheap cells. So if we end up like losing those cells, it's going to be really bad. That said, we're kind of I don't know how to describe it, but our front is very blade-like, so we can actually like flip around and do some incredible damage with it, which is really nice to see. But yeah, we're going to need to keep this thing with us at all times, ideally. We'll see how that goes. Okay, good. Good. We need to take some explosives here and there, because it's good testing. Good science will be had. So far, so good. It's looking pretty reliable. There's a little bit of venom. Venom isn't good, because it'll poison us. We don't want to suck in our own venom. It is not a good idea. I might be able to counter that if I have the right tools, but I certainly don't at this time. I would love to encounter a light cell so I can go into the dark area, but it's a pretty rare get, so I don't find it terribly likely. Another option is to grab some of the little light guys and pull them into my build. And this build is better suited for it than most, but I'm trying to think if I've got anything super dangerous in that biome that I have to worry about. Is that breakaway? That is breakaway as a combination cell. It's kind of fun. Linking cell is interesting. I'm a little bit more intrigued by linking cell with a build like this. If there was some way I could force this thing to stay in with linking cell, that would be cool. I'm not sure how doable that is. Hard to say. Yeah, we are getting burnt a fair bit by those guys, but Doesn't seem to be enough on its own. I'm actually pretty confident with this build at this point. I really wish I came across hard cells, but I guess we're just on a seed without hard cells, mostly. But you can see this thing is just ripping through everything in this biome at this point. We're feeling really strong. Very, very effective build. It's such a crazy, goofy enemy, man. The fact that it zooms around like that. It's so wild. Ooh, hard cells, finally. I'm gonna need more than one to be able to really use it, but I'm happy to have any at this point. It is very welcome. There we go. One thing I'd like to do is find some healing fish, or some the whatever it is, the healing cell. That's the word. The healing cell. I want to find the healing cell and release it inside of me, because that would heal both me and the creature that we've got, which would be pretty good. Another cell on my list would be the, what's it called? I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. The self-colliding cell. That would also be very good. Oh, we got double hard cell? Wow, 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 wow. Think about how hard our cells will be. Or I could do hard light cell. It just sounds cool. I think we're gonna go for double hard cell, though. If we've got, like, unbelievably hard cells, that's going to be super strong. You can use jets to move around cells, among other things. There's a bunch of different ways of doing it, but jets are one way. Let's see if we can actually make this go all the way across. I'm a little bit skeptical that we'll be able to, but I'll try. We can, yeah, we'll just start off with that. I think that's going to be our project, is getting that to fully surround us. So these nested hard cells, they won't make us any slower, because of, we've already got the one thing that we're working with. That one thing being, come on. The drift perk. My brain feels so slow sometimes. It sucks to, like, lose a word. Just, the word just escapes your mind, and then it's gone. Okay. Gonna head back to the next location. And we'll see how this goes. I think that was another vampirism down there. Let me go check. Let me go take a peek. That is... Vampirism is worth a lot more to me cheap now than it was before. An always on is pretty valuable, so I'm gonna take it. I can come up with a bunch of ways of using that. One of the strategies that I've been really liking lately is stacking up a bunch of anti-vacuums, or a bunch of jets going in every direction, and it kind of just gives you like a neutral movement, but it makes it so you're just way, way faster whenever you choose a direction. It's pretty weird. And on top of that, it gives you the ability to push away enemies, which is exceedingly valuable in its own way. Wow, what is that doing there? That is the closest I've ever seen the jungle biome to the fire biome. So this area has a ton of lava, and drift is really, really dangerous here. If you don't have some way of countering out drift, you're in a lot of trouble. So I'm hoping that having this creature inside of me is going to make things a little bit more reliable than they would be otherwise. Okay, nice. So yeah, you were able to... I don't know if you saw, but it actually busted us open there briefly. But because we're using so many light cells, we were able to regenerate incredibly fast. And it actually kind of countered out the negative thing going on there. You're new. Wow. This is a new guy. New enemy spotted. I don't know what you do, but I don't like it. Oh my goodness. We got, like, slurped in there briefly. Okay, there we go. That was a good kill. This is a very, very dangerous place. This is where most of my runs go to die. If I can make it past this, then I tend to be in good shape. But we'll see. We will see, won't we? One way or another. So far, so good, though. There's another hard cell. Speaking of hard cells, I should probably set up my, my double hard cell layer. It definitely matters the most on the front and side. We'll see how it goes. Okay. There we go. It's coming along pretty well. Anchor as a modified cell is pretty cool. I don't know what exactly you'd use it for, but I guess you could kill yourself pretty fast in a zone like this. That could be fun. Just immediately melt yourself to lava. Okay. We're getting a good amount of stuff just showing up around here, which I'm very pleased about. It's quite nice. These guys are actually going after, like, basic creatures. It's super surprising. I'm hoping that I'm stronger than this thing. I think we can just punch right into it because we've got these super big spikes. That worked out well. More light cells. I'm always game for more light cells. Light cells are supremely good. I'm very pleased with how well this build is working. Because I used to do this sort of build all the time, and it would just never work. And it was very upsetting, because it's so fun. I love abducting the test dummy. It's one of my favorite things to do. Uh-oh. Speaking of which, my test dummy is gone. That's really bad. Okay. We're now kind of... Oof, that hurt real bad. It hurt him too, though, so maybe this is an opportunity for me to recapture my guy. Got the pants. Oh, Jesus. Okay. This is pretty bad. Not really sure what the best course of action here is. I could climb back up and go get another one. That might be my best play, to be honest. I should be on the hunt for some sticky cells. That would help matters. Maybe if I just leave and come back, it'll go away. Nope, he's still coming after me. Got multiple now. Multiple bogeys on my tail. Okay, let's try to do like a cool drift and wah! And then ha-chow! Bada bing! We're back in business. That was sick. That was very cool. Wow, that would have been a really bad shot if it hit me. Thankfully it didn't. Got... Oh, they just blew each other up horribly. That's awesome. Very, very handy and cool. Something happened here. Holy smokes. Look at all this XP. Ugh, these explosive guys are definitely the most dangerous enemies for me at this point. Much is for certain. Thankfully I'm kind of able to outmaneuver them pretty well. There we go. Seems like if I tackle them head on, they're not that bad. Oh no, my test dummy. Okay, let's see if I can do one of these. Are you okay? Are you gonna heal? Hope so. I don't need him alive. Oh, he is alive. Okay, good. I wasn't entirely sure he was. There we go. A quick double poke. I'll take a heart cell. Heart cell with leeching opens up some pretty cool options. Never know when you want unlimited everything, ever. Okay. Don't push me into the fire, please. That's rude. Oh my goodness. It's wacky. Okay. We're fine. I'm going to make a drone. First, I need to wipe my nose, because it's all dusty in here, because I just cleaned. Kind of. Okay. I'm thinking we do a little summon guy. Who is... What are they going to look like? I don't really know yet. Do I want to use... I think I'll use Seekers for these. And then I'll use Spacebar for them. That's right, I'm going to have 2 of them. So, it's going to be a breakaway. Like this. A heart in there. Where they stay alive. Okay. A little too expensive. But we're not far off. I think we dump 2 hearts here. Okay. Alright. So now we've got to get used to the new movement. So, in case of emergency, I can grant life to my guy, and that'll give me the ability to essentially heal him when he's super injured. So hopefully I can keep him alive now. And we've also got this thing here. The insanity, the potential of an insanity of double heart rate thing could be so absurd. We could make some truly ridiculous electricity builds with that. We get the opportunity. Okay, this is an enemy that I kind of don't want to test. I do want to test my build against it, but it's like so dangerous. I don't know if it's worth it. Okay, looks like the boss is up this way. I'm feeling just about ready to go and fight the boss. It's a little bit spooky. This guy looks injured. I'm gonna pick him out. Nice. That worked out well. And we're level 26 now, so we should recover a couple of hearts. Oh, come on. My symmetry! Okay, that'll have to do. It feels like you can level up a lot more in this game now. Okay, so we're much larger than this guy. I'm gonna charge him head on and see if that works well, because we've got a lot of stuff to help us out against him. Yeah, wow, we completely crushed him. Heat from cells will be negated. Explosive resistance. I don't know how many more explosives we're going to be encountering. Same thing for heat, to be totally honest. I think we take explosive resistance, though. I think that's the play. Yeah. Explosive resist is good. I don't have to use explosive resistance for it to be strong. I realize I could get another one of these creatures inside of this setup. What is that? Is that corn? Did they make corn? I think they made corn. New creature. What is this? A level for ants? Come on! You gotta be joshing! What is this? Oh my god. I guess they don't make it, they don't make the jungle plus size accessible. It's ridiculous. Come on. You gotta... Really? Hang on, what if I back my way in? Come on. Yeah. 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 Almost. Oh, we did it. Oh, God. Bit of a tight squeeze on that one. Hopefully we don't encounter too many more of those. It's a mushroom! There's mushrooms now! They're wonderful! I like mushrooms. They're cool. Ooh, light cell over there that I missed. Here's the corn. It's exploding corn! Okay. Explosive corn. Noted. I don't know how this guy works, but I'm gonna try and kill him. As one does. Slice him up. I have not yet looked at the designs for these enemies at the time of this recording. So we'll see how this goes. There we go. Yeah, a lot of the enemies in here are gonna be new. That one releases spores. That's cool. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's so many cool new guys that I can't really kill because they're attached to walls. What is this one? Is that a pole plant from Rain World? Is that a pole plant from Rain World? It looks like a pole plant from Rain World. That's cute. I like that a lot. Oh, this guy looks like he's gonna fire off a bunch of garbage at me. Okay, that's rude. It's like a plant version of the enemy in level 2. That's neat. Fireflies. All sorts of cool stuff. Dude, I'm loving the jungle music. Are those bees? That's cool. Oh my god, this is so cool. I haven't been to the jungle in a while, so this is really, really neat. Oh! What is this? What is that? Okay, we've got a random dark area. So this is, some sort of, like, secret area. I don't know if it's a secret, but I remember when this was first added, there was, like, nothing really going on here. I wonder if that's changed. I wonder if I can get into the middle and something will be there. I will do whatever it takes to get into the middle on this one. Because I gotta know. I simply must know. Let's see if we can get out of the whirlpool. Interesting. There's just another part of the level up here. The boss is down that way. I clearly need more jet power. So, I guess I'll make that happen down here. And we'll do this. I guess we're gonna have to dump some hearts. We're always dumping hearts on this build. It's not pleasant. Let's hope this is enough to get us to the center. I might have to... I don't know. I don't really want to have to shed my guy, but I might have to. Let's see. The current definitely wants to carry me outward rather than inward, which is interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm able to break in with what I've currently got. I'm going to find a good spot to release my food. There's another heart cell. We can triple up on heart cells. Holy smokes. That's exciting. I might go for that. It seems like a good area to look for loot. It's like a loot superhighway in some ways. Oh my god, we got, like, inverted there for a moment. I'm gonna take this enemy out, and hopefully that'll simplify things for me. There we go. Oh no! He got away. That's no good. Okay. I'm gonna leave this guy right here. We'll come back for him. I'll be back. Gotta go into the middle. Hoping this is going to get us there. I might need even more power than what I have. I might need to do a full build conversion to get into the center. Just get a hang on. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Okay. We're going to stash this part of our body. I need to get the whole thing. Plus, no, how do I do plus? That, right? There we go. I missed these, that's okay. I'll add those back. Okay, so I'm gonna need some vampirism to make this safe. I'll detach those. Oh, and now I can't move properly because I'm all seeker, of course. Of course, that makes sense. Let's convert everything below here into double speed. There we go. Okay, but we need even less of these. This is very rain worldy. I wonder if that's on purpose. Caluresis is a rain world fan. The game, I mean, how can you not be? It is an all-timer. It is one of the best of all time. Okay, let's do this, and then just like, give me like one of these for now. Oh, snap. What is that? There's something in there. There's a creature living in there. Okay. Let's get our vampirism going. This is quite the creature. Spitting acid everywhere. Okay, I need seekers. Okay. I need these to be spacebar again. Okay. I can... oh my goodness. So I need to dive into the center here. There we go. Oh shit! Oh man. No, dude! Oh! Wow. Oh man. What a complex and weird creature. Whoa. So it's got these 3 tentacle maces that can come back into the center. Wow. Exterminating this thing is gonna take a lot of work. I think this is a special boss. That's really cool. Holy smokes. That's awesome. Well, I didn't win, but I did learn. And I can't ask for anything more than that. I hope you all enjoyed. I know it was just a basic spike run, but we got to see a lot of new sights today. And I think that this was a perfect run, so yeah. Thank y'all for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, big shout-outs to everybody who made it this far. I appreciate you. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.